Hello and welcome to another episode of the People's Podcast. I am your host, Paul Vibes, local motivational speaker. Our show is all about spirituality, self-development, connection, wellness. Please be sure to subscribe and follow us on a variety of different social media pages. If you know somebody that would be a great guest to our show or sponsor, please reach out. I hope you enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody. Paul Vibes here. I'm super excited to have a very special podcast here. We have two students from Northport High School, and we have Kat. How you doing, guys?
Good.
Good. We're going to hear about the students all today, but I wanted to talk to you, Kat. You guys have been busy over at the school recently. What have you guys been up to?
So, my name is Kat. I'm I'm a licensed social worker. I'm the project coordinator for the East Northport Community Drug and Alcohol Task Force. And we, a couple of years ago, we started a youth coalition. It's called One Life. So Larkin and Bella here are some of our members. And we've been, I feel like we're always busy, but before the quarantine really hit us, we were in the midst of planning a wellness week, which was supposed to be held within Northport High School. And so obviously plans have changed, and we've been meeting every week and trying to adjust our plans and our youth outreach to kind of accommodate the current needs. So that's really it. I mean, I'll let Larkin and Bella kind of talk about what we've been up to. So
Yes. Well, I just want to say you do a great job. And as someone who's going to school to be a social worker, I really look up to you. And over the years, being involved in the task force, seeing how much the students, and I'm sure they can speak on this as well, they love you so much. And it's really cool to see how well you interact, and you're a positive leader, and you meet them where they're at. And I really look up to you as not just a great human being, but as a mentor as well. So I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind.
So the stars of today's podcast. Let's start with Isabel. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How was these tell us about the transition for you. What have you been up to during this challenging last few weeks?
Honestly, I've been keeping myself busy. I feel like in the worst position because these were supposed to be, the last couple months that I was going to have with my friends, like make all those last minute memories with, the people that I'm never going to see again. But honestly, my family's healthy, and that's all I can really ask for right now. And I've been keeping myself busy, and online school for me honestly is not that hard because I kind of got all my hard classes out of the way last year, and this year I decided to take some easier classes. So keeping up with my assignments and everything online hasn't been too bad, and I've been spending a lot of time with my dog and my family, so I'm doing all right.
That's amazing. They say that animals are getting the most love out of this whole experience.
I can definitely tell. My dog has been very happy.
They're going to be sick of us humans. They're going to want to run away soon. They're going to get too much love.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, and how did you enjoy Wellness Week? Were you able to watch some of the videos?
Yeah, I participated in things like, I forgot the woman's name, but there was a woman who's a teacher at our school who did a yoga practice. What was her name?
Miss Malika.
I did her yoga practice, and I did Kat's breathing exercises. And lucky for me, when we went away for a weekend to Teen Institute, we got to see John from the JCK Foundation live and in person do his presentation. So I watched his video, and it was really nice to be refreshed on what he was about. And I check the website every day. I haven't got a chance to make any of the recipes or anything yet, but I think it was a really cool thing for us to put together that's now going to be on the internet forever, that anybody can see whenever they need it.
Yeah. I was looking forward to speaking, and I got put on Friday, and I made a little video. So we all had, as you know, this is us all adapting and learning, but hopefully when this clears up, I can come give a talk. But, it's really cool to see how quickly you guys were able to adapt and make something still available for the students. So Larkin, how you doing?
I'm good.
How have these last few weeks been for you?
It's been pretty crazy. It's been hard to adjust, especially with all of my schoolwork just being put online and stuff. But I'm adjusting. I'm trying.
How did you like some of the presentations? Were you able to watch some of the workshops?
Yeah, I was. I thought it was really, really cool that we were able to overcome this like incredible obstacle that everyone's been having to overcome in their own way. And we still had our wellness week.
Amazing. And speaking of Wellness Week and adapting, I want to ask both of you, and either one of you can go first. I wanted to ask you guys, what have been some of the biggest lessons and experiences for you in adapting during this challenging time? And maybe what do you find yourself and other fellow students during this time to help them kind of, keep up with their mental health, their spiritual health, their physical health? I don't know if Larkin, you want to speak on that a little bit. Have you been adapting with that? Or you can be completely honest. Maybe you haven't been, tell us how you're doing.
I think that we're all sort of struggling in our own way. And I think that us doing Wellness Week during this time is actually really important. I think we need to take care of ourselves now more than ever. So I think that's really cool that we were able to put it on an online setting.
Yeah, that's true. Have you been able to incorporate some of the stuff into your own life, or has that been a little challenging?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How about
I
you,
think
Isabel? Oh, sorry. Larkin, what were you saying?
No, I was going to interject if that's okay. I was, I really liked how Larkin said it was important for us to put this on together, because for us to maintain connection and mental health, it's important for us to kind of dig our teeth into something that we feel passionately about. Having a project, having purpose, helping others in turn helps us. And really, like, I just want to shout out One Life, because this was a total team effort. I mean, my role is really to say, like, what do we want to do? And they come up with the ideas. And how are we going to do this? And they come up with the ideas. And it was such a wonderful way to work together in a new way, and a new platform. And I know that it helped us, and it continues to help us, just meeting every week. And so, yeah, that's really it. And I just want to shout out the East Northport Library and the YDA, because they were involved as well, and they've done amazing. And you, Paul, I mean, it was just so cool to see the community come together. So it was awesome.
You had some amazing. I saw Gordon Gooding, who actually did a podcast. You guys should check out. I'll send it to Kat, and she can send it to you. And it's true. And it's all about perspective. And maybe you, the students, you guys can speak on this about how it's all about perspective, right? I'm sure you all have friends that even before this, anything could be going on, and some people are kind of drawn to talk about negativity, and there could be a million nice comments, and then we focus on the one negative, right? But isn't it amazing how through this experience with you guys, the people that come together and make things possible? I don't know if Isabel, you want to talk a little bit. Do you notice that a little bit?
Yeah, I think that like One Life, we have a lot of different types of people, a lot of different types of personalities in One Life. But I think that the greatest thing about our coalition is that everyone who's in it is very like dedicated towards the cause and like very positive people. So it was like not difficult for us at all to get a group of people together and say, okay, we're meeting this day, you do this, you do this, you do this. And we kind of worked together, and it kind of helped like keep us in touch too, which was really cool, because some of the people that collaborated on it with us, I really don't know if I would have kept in such close touch with them otherwise. And it was just it made us as a coalition closer, and it's continuing. And I know as soon as this is lifted and over, as soon as we all see each other again, we're gonna just continue to do great projects and stuff.
So you would say this experience has definitely made you guys stronger?
Yeah, for sure.
I think so.
Wow, that's awesome. So what else do you guys find challenging, having so much time on your hands and not being able to be connected, engaging, and being able to hug and connect with your fellow students and friends? Do you guys find that challenging? I don't know if Larkin, you want to share a little bit?
Yeah, it's definitely been challenging. I think it really takes a toll on everybody's mental health to be so isolated and not being able to like physically hug your friends or like talk to them in person. But I also think that we're so lucky that we live in a time where we can FaceTime our friends and like do Zoom meetings, and we can still like keep One Life alive and keep our friendships and relationships alive as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot more than this to take One Life down. You guys inspire me, and I was involved in high school a lot, clubs and stuff. And I don't know if One Life was around during that time, but it's amazing to see the things that you guys do as a coalition, as a group of students. You guys should be really proud of yourselves, and I know Kat is, and I know other people are.
Mm-hmm.
But how has it changed your life? I know you talked about how it's made you stronger, but personally, you know, Isabel, if you want to share first, like, how do you find being a part of this coalition, being a part of this experience has changed you as an individual?
So I'm pretty involved in a lot of things through school. I like to sing. I was on Flagline. But One Life is probably the thing that, aside from performing in general, I feel like One Life is the one kind of group that I have that I'm most passionate about, because what we stand for, like, is very important in all of our lives, even if we don't realize it. And there's a lot of people in our community in general that just don't have the strength to talk about it yet. And it's really helped me kind of bring these issues into the eyes of my friends. Like, I've gotten a few friends to join One Life. I've gotten a few friends just to volunteer here and there. And every time after, someone is always like, wow, like, I love what you guys do.
That's awesome. And I think more than ever now, people are going to be like, wow, my mental health is slacking, or I feel like I'm disconnected from people and myself. And I think it's times, and some of you guys agree, but I think it's times like this that our need and the importance for groups like One Life is more important than ever.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think the students of One Life are really very smart. When we first started the coalition, you know, the Drug and Alcohol Task Force really is working to prevent drug and alcohol use among young people. And our students recognize that drug and alcohol use is really just a symptom. It's a way of people, a way that people cope or fill up time or connect with each other. And the students of One Life are kind of like, well, let's back up. Like, what is it that is making people use drugs and alcohol? And it's like really rooted in emotional and mental health. And that spin blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know what the answer is, but you like, the kids and the students know. And I think, you know, just to kind of answer your question that you asked, Isabel, like, how did it change my life? I have such faith in young people, and I've learned that I don't have the answers. I don't have the ideas. They do. And I don't know, it's just really cool, like, what they do. I'm constantly impressed with their critical thinking and their approaches and how they are, you know, passionate about helping others. It's just awesome. It's just awesome.
It's inspiring. It's inspiring. I got to say, I agree with that. I think personally, even I look back at my childhood, myself growing up, overcome my own learning disability, and, you know, being with other students who grew up with other disabilities for different reasons and different challenges in their life. I saw a lot of them go towards drugs and bullying and other things. And for me, my big turning point was doing something similar to what you guys do, which is I joined a club called Project Tolerance, and we did volunteer work. And to me, when I was there sitting there, I remember being there with a veteran, and I must have been in 10th grade. And I realized, I said, no matter what challenge I have, no matter my learning disability, my struggles, we as individuals are able to make a huge impact on others. And it was just me sitting there listening to a veteran, not doing anything fancy. And I was like, wow, I was like, I am so much more than I thought I was. And that kind of gave me the confidence. And I can see that same confidence in a lot of One Life students, like Kat was saying. But it's truly inspiring to see such young people coming together, supporting each other, supporting the community. It's really amazing to see what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
So, but Larkin, tell us a little bit about how it's changed you as an individual. I don't know if you shared that yet. And we got your dog.
So
Wait, Kat, what's your doggy's name?
Cosmo.
Cosmo.
He's always making an appearance in videos. Cosmo.
Cosmo's the star of the show.
He's a star, yes.
So
He
if you're
truly
up,
is.
or no, you got your headphones on.
No.
Oh, man.
Sorry, go ahead, Larkin.
No,
Sorry.
That's all right. I've been in One Life for a very, very long time. I think probably freshman year, I think. And it's brought me, first of all, it's brought me such a huge sense of like a community in my life. And it's also become something that like I look forward to events, and I look forward to like presenting at the Drug and Alcohol Task Force meetings and planning events. And it's just like, it's become such a big part of my life. And I love helping others and helping our community grow.
You guys do a great job at that. You guys do a great job.
And I have to say that the students, it's such a it is so amazing seeing the students grow. Like that is the biggest pleasure for me. Like I have to shout out Larkin, because Larkin came in as a freshman and she has grown so much. And that's the beautiful thing about One Life, is that we give a platform, we give projects, we give tasks to students so that they can grow personally, professionally, emotionally. You know, it's just so cool to see everybody come into their own.
Yeah, they really grow and change. That's amazing. I've even seen that. I remember I went to a meeting a couple years ago with Anthony, and then I saw one of the students at the Family Feud event, which is phenomenal, by the way. You guys did a great job. And they grew up, and they're so much more mature, and they're talking a different way, and you see the things and it's crazy to see how much someone grows in just a few years. And it's weird because I look back after I graduated, I'm like, I haven't changed that much. I think when you get to a certain age, the changes aren't that drastic, is what I mean. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like when you're in high school, you're like going through these growth spurts, and you're like changing, and you're like growing, and you're getting more involved. And then after you graduate high school, it's like, wow, maybe it's a good thing. You don't want to age too quick, right? I wanted to ask you guys, maybe students that aren't involved in One Life, or that want to be involved, or that need something to be, we all want to be a part of something. What would you guys say? And I want to start with Isabel. What are some of the things that you would say to that student that really needs to belong to something, but they're just not sure, what group to join or what club to join? What would you say to that student?
I think that joining One Life is kind of double-sided, because you have the aspect of like feeling like a part of your community and like always having tasks to do that are meaningful and that actually have a purpose, whereas you also get a really great group of friends and a really good group of people to work with. And I've just had so many instances where people have approached me and I've been wearing my One Life shirt, or we've been doing an event in the Commons, and people have come up to me and they're like, what do you guys do? Because it seems really great. I want to join. And I'm like, we do everything. We just want to help people. And it's really probably the thing that I'm most proud of doing throughout high school, because it's just, I know how much we're impacting our peers and our community as well.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. How about you, Larkin? How would you describe the club, or what would you say to that student that could, especially during this challenging time, what would you say to that student that could really use something to be, a part of?
I really agree with Bella in that what we do is so amazing, and it affects so many people, including the people in the club. And like, I feel like when you are learning to help others, you can also learn how to help yourself and take care of yourself.
That's true. That's good. And you've been a part of the group for a while. I want to ask you guys, what are some of the funniest moments or most exciting moments or memorable moments in the club? I don't know if any of you want to start with that, but I want to hear some of the special moments that you two have experienced. And then at the end, the Cat as well, just observing the students. But I don't know if Isabel or Larkin, you want to start? You want to go first, Isabel? You got a bunch of stories, I'm sure.
The thing that my mind jumped to first, honestly, was how sometimes Mr. Ferradino has a strange way of texting.
We're calling him out right now. We're calling him out.
Like, I remember you posted some stuff on the One Life story, and he responded with like 10 flame emojis.
Every single thing I post, he responds with the flame emoji.
And just like sometimes, like the other day, he made a typo, and he was like, "Please come in our chat," and it was just so funny. Like, I don't know. It's always something that we can all laugh at, but one of my favorite experiences I think that I've had through high school in general that I talk about quite a lot is when a couple of us went away to Long Island Teen Institute for the weekend on Shelter Island. And it brought me so much closer because there was only 6 of us that went, including Larkin, Kat, and I. And all the people that we went with, just really, the 6 of us just got like so close, and we had the best time, even though like may not have been most ideal because we had to walk like 3 miles in the really cold weather.
But you bonded during those times, right? You got to know each other. You grew stronger, right?
Exactly. And then as soon as we returned to school and started coming to One Life meetings again, and after that weekend, it was just, I don't know, something had changed. Like, we got to do this experience together.
But you didn't leave anybody behind, right? During that mile walk, you didn't leave anybody behind.
We were really tempted.
Yeah, Juliana did not bring a jacket, even though she knew we had to walk this really long walk from the ferry to the campground.
I want to say somewhere that doesn't bring a jacket. I don't understand. So you didn't leave anybody.
She didn't bring a jacket, and Julie didn't bring a rolling suitcase. She brought a giant duffel bag that her mom had bought for Christmas. And her brother is, I'm pretty sure he's in the army. He's in some type of armed forces. So this is like a really heavy duty, like, duffel bag that's made really nice, and she put all the clothes in it for the weekend. And she was carrying it and everything, and at one point she just put it on the ground and she started dragging it along these rocks and like gravel.
It was so heavy.
We got to the place and her bag was ripped to shreds, this brand new bag that her mom had gotten for her brother. And they took away our phones for the weekend, and she called her mom really quick. She was like, "Mom, I ruined his bag. Okay, I'll see you on Monday. I love you, bye." And she hung up really quick.
How about you, Larkin? Anything else, besides that story, anything else that you remembered from
Well, this one's not as crazy as that one. But I just remember, I think it was like maybe a year or two ago, we were preparing for the color run, and we had to fill like 1 million color bottles. And I came home, my brand new pants were ruined. It was like the powder had like gotten into my mouth and my nose. So I was like,
I think I
my
still
tongue
see
was
some.
blue.
Yeah.
There's still some color up there.
It's still in there. But I just remember that because it was so much fun, and it was so messy, and we kept messing up, but it was still so much fun.
Amazing. I actually wanted to ask you, we have 10 more minutes left on this podcast for you guys, but I wanted to ask you you guys have all experienced the color run, obviously. Can you talk about how, because that's a big event, and I've had the privilege of volunteering at the last few. I want you guys to share that whole experience. If Isabel, you want to start? What does the color run mean to you, and how do you enjoy that event?
The color run's probably the biggest demonstration of the community support that One Life has, and like this community network that we've created, because it's, a lot of the events that we do are aimed towards high school students and like our peers, but the color run is something that people of all ages can do. For example, there was like adults and senior citizens who were doing the color run, but there was also like little kids and teenagers, and it was really awesome to see how all of our hard work kind of paid off by seeing people wearing, they made like One Life masks, and like seeing all these people wearing like One Life and Drug and Alcohol Task Force like merch, and then going to the park afterwards was just really rewarding to see how our work, including filling up all those bottles and getting that powder everywhere, really did pay off.
Like Larkin was saying, it probably took months to get it off your face.
Yeah.
And pores and amazing.
Oh my goodness, it was awful.
Yeah.
Larkin, how was the?
It was fun though, don't get me wrong.
Larkin, you want to talk about the color run a little bit and how that's impacted you and what you think about that event?
So I've actually never participated in the color run because for some reason I've always had something that like I had already committed to that day. I don't really know how. But from what I hear from people who have gone and people who have participated, it's really fun. I mean, it's fun.
It's so fun, but it goes by so fast. And Kat, what are your thoughts when you're helping setting this event up? And I went there, like I said, 2 years. I've had the privilege of doing it, but it just as you get there, it goes by so fast.
Oh my gosh, it goes by.
And all the work that goes into it.
Yeah, it's so for the Northport East Northport Community Drug and Alcohol Task Force, it's our biggest fundraising event and really our biggest community event. It's every October. It is the kickoff to Recovery Awareness Prevention Week. And it's for those of you who don't know what a color run is, we start at Fifth Avenue and people run or walk and everybody sprays color on them, so by the end of it you have color all over you, and it's just like such a fun event. And for me, the most meaningful part about the color run is that it's an example of we can have fun together without drugs and alcohol, that we can get together as a community and laugh and dance, and it's just such a great turnout, and it's like 700 people, and it's just cool, and it really is a demonstration of the hard work that the task force volunteers do, because it's all besides me, I'm the only paid employee of the task force. It's all volunteers, so it's really people coming together doing something because they feel passionately about what we do. So it's awesome. It's a good event.
Amazing. And we're gonna close it. Before I ask the students their closing remarks, I wanted to ask you guys, anything you want to say just to wrap up, maybe your thoughts. I know you shared a lot of nice things about the students and the coalition and One Life. Is there anything that you want to leave the community who are watching this, or maybe just talk about your experience in this real quick?
I guess, I joined the task force as a volunteer a couple of years ago because my family was impacted by addiction. I guess what I'll leave with the community is that, like the students talk about quite often, we have to kind of approach why our community members are using drug and alcohol at its root. I guess my passion is, I'm a Northport girl. I want to raise my family here. I want this to be a community that people thrive and reach their fullest potential in. And I just really hope that the work that the task force does and what One Life does really, changes our culture and makes it so that we can be happy, healthy, and safe here. So if you want to join the task force, it's an awesome organization to volunteer with. If you want to be part of One Life, I always say to the students, like, we accept you. We want you to learn. One Life is a place where you can grow and you can be yourself. And I guess that's it.
Amazing. And
I don't know if that made any sense.
No, it's perfect. And it made a lot of sense. And I agree, this is a place that I want to have my family, and I want to keep it, as drug-free as possible, and live here as long as I can. And I'll include in the description the links for the Drug and Alcohol Task Force, so people want to join and check it out.
Cool.
Now, and Isabel and Larkin, if you could briefly, just anything you want to leave the students or just the community members watching this. I don't know if Larkin, you want to start.
I just wanted to say that I'm so glad that I have something like One Life in my life. It's helped me grow so much as an individual, and it's really just made me grow up and like understand that you can help your community in so many different ways. And I'm really proud of what we do.
Yeah, I'm proud of what you guys do. You guys do a great job.
Thank you.
And Isabella?
I think that our community already has a really good sense of this, but I think that the thing that One Life demonstrates the most is that we need to believe in our youth, because we can accomplish so much more than we can.
Awesome.
And we're always looking for new members. I remember when I first joined, there was like 4 or 5 people coming to each meeting, and now we've had to like move spaces at times because we've had so many people at each meeting. And we're always open to members, and we just want to help people, and everyone is welcome. Everyone.
Cool. Well, I look forward to once this clears up. We're actually totally pimping out. We're changing this whole studio. We're getting a big round table, and it'd be a privilege to get you guys in here more often, to stay in touch with the community and give you guys just one extra platform, because I know you guys are involved in social media and connecting with people, but it would be an honor to be able to give you guys just another option to connect with the community in a fun kind of interactive way, and maybe make it so we can get phone calls in from the community to ask you guys questions and make it very fun and interactive. So I hope you guys will come on once this clears up.
Yeah,
Yes, we will.
absolutely.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Paul.
You're welcome. So let's send the community and everybody watching good vibes as always. And I look forward to having you guys on soon. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.